This is a look at the De'Longhi Dedica EC680. There's a 685 out now which shares very similar components with a few revisions. Anything I say in this will pretty much carry over to the 685, and we're going to be looking at some accessories that you can buy for this machine that enhance the coffee making experience. If you've got any questions about this machine that you'd like me to cover, please ask them in the comments and I'll either reply to you if I can straight away, or I'll do a dedicated video in the future that addresses those areas of concern or those questions that you might have. Now, this machine, like a lot of machines, will struggle with really fine grinds of coffee. It creates a little bit of a blockage. If you notice the portafilter there, it's got a tiny little hole in the bottom, and that tiny little hole can block up, and when it does, it's a real pain to clean. I have to put mine in a sonic bath of water and leave it running for about an hour, and that's generally enough to actually clean it. We're going to talk about a way around that when we start coming to the upgrades for this machine, because there's a nice little way to avoid that problem. So upgrades and mods for the EC680. Internal mods are possible. We can change the pumps. There's various components in there that can be uprated to produce more pressure or to last longer, but that's really for nerds when you start opening it up. So we're looking at mods that we can do quite easily to the machine, or little upgrades that we can buy. We've already spoken about the water filter that just drops into the water reservoir at the back, and that goes a long way to keeping the machine running efficiently, smoothly, improves the taste of the coffee, and you have to descale it less often when you've got those water filters in there. Another handy thing to have is a bottomless portafilter. That's a portafilter that doesn't have a bottom. You can actually see what's going on. These work really well with fine ground coffees and very freshly roasted coffee where there's a little bit of moisture still in the coffee. That avoids the problem of the portafilter blocking up. The downside of these is generally they spray a little bit of coffee as they pour, so they can be a little bit messy. You can get a little ring that just goes round to channel the coffee into your cup, and if you go cheap you'll get more of that spray effect. The good quality ones are generally designed to produce more of multiple jets of coffee, and the nice thing is you can actually see what's happening in the coffee extraction as it happens. You just duck down low, look up, and you can see the amazingness of the coffee maker. The tamper that you get with these is plastic. It's rubbish. It's got a measuring scoop, which is sort of useful to have a measuring scoop, but you really do want to invest in a good quality metal tamper. These are really sturdy. You can get various sizes. Most of them come with an unscrewable top. So if you buy it for your coffee maker and then you upgrade your coffee maker and you go from say a 52mm to a 53 or 54mm, you can buy the base, just screw that on, and that's another little cheap upgrade. Now, I don't use the milk frother that's built into this machine, not because it's rubbish, it works really well, but cleaning it, it's a bit of a pain. I hate having to clean lots and lots of things, so I keep my life simple. I've got one of these little electric whisks, electric wands. This is a travel one. The Aero Latte brand has worked quite well. They last a long time, but that's a really good way of getting your milk foaming up really quickly, and I warm it in the microwave. But if you've got the 685, you can use this to warm the milk and froth it, so you've got the option of not just producing the frothy milk. We mentioned that the single hole in the bottom of the factory portafilter can sometimes block up, and cleaning it can be a bit of a pain, a bit frustrating at times. But you can buy these nice little ones that have got a little rubber ring inside, so these work really nicely. They just allow you to pop out that central part so you can get right in there and clean whatever it is blocking that little hole. So I really do recommend that if you've got this machine or a similar machine, you try and source one of these with the removable insert that's got the little rubber seal around it. They're very easy, very convenient, and it just helps you to keep your machine in top condition. So a note when you're descaling these is to use a descaler that is specifically designed for coffee makers. A lot of people have been using a kettle descaler. Now the inside of the kettle is predominantly metal. Inside this you've got various plastic pipes and rubber seals, and they can be quite sensitive to the acidity of the kettle descalers. So find a quality, reliable brand of descaler and use that in the machine, and use it whenever you get the indicator flashing up. Do keep an eye on your water reservoir. If it runs dry, you're going to strain the pump. It's going to be working in air instead of water, and it's going to start becoming noisy. So try and keep an eye on that. Make it a daily part of your routine. Put just enough in for a day and a bit and top it up to that level each day at a regular time, and hopefully it will never run dry. But thanks for watching. I've lined this video up for you that you should find interesting. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so, because we'd hate you to miss out on all these tips to help you to get the best out of your coffee and create the ultimate coffee experience every time you go into your kitchen. Thanks for watching. See you in this next video.